Texas, it's just a change the way you feel. Well, it's so long, girl, I see you when it's time for him to go. You know the woman wants her cowboy like he wants his rodeo. Well, it's balls and blood, it's a dust and love, the roar of a Sunday crowd. It's a ride in the knuckle, the gold in the buckle, he'll win in the next go round. Well, it's boots, it's chops, cowboy hats, spurs and let it go. It's the ropes and the reins and the joy and the pain, and they call the thing a rodeo. It'll drive a cowboy crazy, it'll drive a man insane. He'll sell off everything he owns just to pay to play the game. Well, a broken home and some broken bones is all he'll have to show for all the years that he spent chasing this dream they call rodeo. Well, it's balls and blood, it's a dust and love, the roar of a Sunday crowd. The wide in the knuckle, the gold in the buckle, he'll win in the next go round. But it's blues, it's chops, it's cowboy hats, spurs and let it go. The ropes and the reins and the joy and the pain, and they call the thing a rodeo. Welcome to my 7th episode of Backroads America. My name is John Mark Davis, and this show is intended to give you my perspective on country music in little short segments. And in this episode of Backroads America, I want to talk about Mr. Garth Brooks, and by God I mean heavy on the mister. He just happens to be one of my most favorite artists. You know, I have always been the type of person to give everybody a chance, especially new artists, a chance. And what I mean by that is I'd always pick up their CDs and I would listen to their music before they would ever get on the charts to see if, you know, there was the next big thing, in my opinion. And boy, I could pick some winners. But, you know, ever since Hank Jr. come on the scene, I've actually started holding these artists to a higher standard. It was like I had a standard set that they should reach before. Not that it mattered to them any. It was just, you know, the way I would gauge things. And it seemed like nothing could ever satisfy my taste in music since Hank Jr. come on in the late 70s. But nevertheless, I would continue to give them the chance just to see if I could pick them, you know. But I give them the chance so much so, almost to the point that I got burned out on it. I would listen to these guys, and I listened 2 or 3 songs, probably about like the record execs do, and I throw it, you know, to the side and never listen to them again. Well, it got to the point to where we was kind of, I guess, picking about them. One night, I'll never forget this as long as I live. My wife and I, Kathy, was in a music store at a mall here in Texas. And I'll never forget this. I grabbed the CD. I seen Garth Brooks' debut CD, self-titled debut CD. And I said, "Hey, sugar, have you ever heard of Garth Brooks?" And she says, "Who?" And I said, "Yeah." And so we kind of got a chuckle out of the deal. But anyway, we was probably about 2 weeks later, I guess. Her and I was riding in the truck, and I heard the dance come on. Oh man, I looked at her, and she looked at me, and I said, "Who in the hell is that?" And she says, "I don't know, but damn." Man, this guy was tough. And so we was waiting on the DJ to say who it was, and guess what? By God, it was none other than Mr. Garth Brooks. So we looked at each other, and then she had the nerve to start telling me about judging the book by the cover and all that stuff. But don't let her shit you none. She was as guilty as I was about laughing and making fun of the, you know, Garth Brooks video. So I'm telling you that on this same album, I mean, you had the dance, you had Tomorrow Never Comes, and I mean, this was on the same freaking album. I'm talking about 2 major hits. What a ride this guy turned out to be, huh? Well, now I'm going to tell you a story. It's a Garth Brooks concert that we went to in Beaumont over at the Montaigne Center. My wife and I Kathy and the kids, Jessica and Aaron. And Jessica had been about 5 and Aaron was 4, I guess. I'll never forget, we sat in section C, aisle 23. Now, this is probably about halfway between the nosebleed section and the front row. But this one started out like any other. We were walking around looking for our seats and buying the kids popcorn and shit like that. And opening act was Martina McBride. Now, I don't have to tell you how pretty she was, or how pretty she is, or how pretty she sang, or whatever. But I'll just say that she put on a wonderful show, and it was so sweet, and she sang so pretty. And she left the stage with a nice round of applause. And I'll say that. Now, I don't know at this point if the lights had ever went dark, but apparently they dimmed some while she was up there. But they brightened up when the stage crew took the stage and they started taking her stuff down and putting Garth's equipment up. But I'm telling you, there was an inaudible buzz. It was something that made you fidgety and anxious. Well, anyway, they get all set up. I mean, you got music in the background and everything. They get all set up and the place goes dark. And I'm here to tell you that everybody's all screaming and carrying on. And at this time, this inaudible buzz becomes where you can hear it. It's making your heart beat fast and everything. And I'm telling you, it's all I can do. I'm sitting there, I got a hold to my seat, and I'm talking to myself. I'm saying, John Mark, be cool now. Be cool, John Mark. Don't make no idiot out of yourself. I'm telling you, these people are screaming and they ain't seen nothing yet. Well, the lights, the dim lights come on, and out of the middle of the stage raises an elevator with the wire around it. You can actually see through it, the silhouettes of the band, and they're all leaning up against the walls and everything. And when the doors open, they run out and they take their places on the stage. And you can actually hear people, where's Garth? I mean, they're looking all over for him and they're screaming and going on. And they just take their places on the stage and you can hear that song. Boom, 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 boom. And them lights light up. Boom, boom. I'm telling you, this place was pandemonium. But yet, John Mark is being cool as he can be. I'm still sitting there and I'm gripping a hold of that deal. I'm gripping a hold of the armrest. And I'm telling myself, be cool now, be cool. The show ain't even started yet. Well, as that elevator is going down, a bright light comes from the top as a spotlight. And it's so bright it looks like it comes from heaven. And you can see the outline of a man's shoulders, and wearing that racing check shirt, that orange and black racing check shirt. And it's all I can do to sit in this seat. And I'm here to tell you, when that pretty bastard raised that head up and said, his eyes are cold and restless, I stood up and I screamed like a 13-year-old girl for 2 solid hours until that show was over with. So, I'll say this, Kathy, honey, baby, you absolutely right. I should not ever judge a book by the cover. And Garth, I want to thank you for them awesome, wonderful years and the songs and the memories that you shared with us. I will cherish your works for the rest of my life. As for you, America, you come to my 8th episode of Backroads America here at this corner table. We'll continue putting country music in perspective. So until then, you stay cool, America, and I'll see you on the back roads, by golly. Well, all the neighbors' lights came on last night, just like they do every time we have a little fight. It's getting to the point where we can't get along. We're always fighting about things that should be dead and gone. Well, we bury the hatchet and leave the handle sticking out. We're always fighting about things we should forget about. When it comes to forgiving, oh baby, there ain't no doubt. We bury the hatchet, leave the handle sticking out. Well, I was kissing on Cindy, that I can't deny. But that's a long time ago. I if you wanna cook the meat. What about you and old Joe? I caught you down by the creek just 10 years ago. But we buried the hatchet